Can you name me the author?
So I'm not having
Okay,
the
today.
book, I'm having the notes which was provided.
Oh, the same. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Unit 2, understanding and managing individual behavior. Okay, models of organizational behavior. Okay, so I was also thinking about some books and all, but it is the what you can say prime decisions taken by the authority that you need to go and you need to follow this syllabus only. As because the students, whatever the things have been here, you need to make them ready with this particular topics on this particular topic only. Okay, that's very good because in a very concise way and it's on and in a very what you can say specific particular points, what to study, what not to study, it's been given in a very assembled way. It has been provided. Okay, now you need to understanding and managing the individual behavior. Okay, individual behavior, understanding and managing the individual behavior models or organizational behavior. Actually, basically, today we're going to discuss about the organizational behavior. Okay, managing the behavior, or you can say organizing the organizational behavior, models of organizational behavior, or how to behave in an organized way in managing any company or managing any what you can say in managing any institute. Okay, so we need to understand how the behavior is all about. Autocratic model, first of all, the organizational behavior must be autocratic model. Then it's come to the next one is custodial model. Then it's come to the supportive model. These are the three main important, you can say, organizational behavior we're going to discuss. First of all is autocratic model. Look at these things. As the name suggests, this model depends on power of the boss. Those, those who are in command must have the power into demand. In an autocratic environment, the manager is the official authority. Okay, this authority is delegated by right of command over the people to whom it implies. Management believes that it knows what is best and that the employee's obligation is to follow orders. It assumes that employees have to be directed, persuaded, and pushed into performance. And this is the management task. Management does the thinking, the employees obey the orders. This conventional view of management lead to tight control of employees at work. Okay, now autocratic model here, the name suggests that in this model, the power completely depends on the boss. How the boss will going to run any organization, what are the laws that are abide and that are must follow by the subordinates, what are the policies, what are the rules, regulations, whatever the amendments created in any organizations, that completely depend on the boss. How he will going to run, the purpose, the obligations, the strategies, policies, the features, whatever the things, the entire organization structure completely depend on this boss. Okay. So now, if if the employees has to direct it, persuade and pushed into performance, this management task, management does thinking, the employees obey the order. Now, if any organization feel that he need to push, he need to perform, manage the tasks properly, do he need to, and the subordinate must follow the orders, then this autocratic model is very essential. I'm telling you one or two examples of it. Whenever we going with an industrial visit, we used to go an industrial visit when we have internships. You will going to also having an internships projects and all. Yeah, I don't know how far your college, our college will going to cope up with you. But if you have an internships now, you need to go and visit the behave with the subordinates, how actually the situations and how the environment the it's deal with. Okay, whenever you enter into any industrial sector or whenever you enter into some organizational sector, you first of all notice that there are some etiquettes, there are some principles, and there are some punctuality which vary from every organizations to other. Okay, now it's completely depend on the management, how the management will going to indulge all these strategies and policies. Okay, now it is the main thing, and it is the main, what you can say, it is the main it is the important for every subordinates to follow only and only boss order. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री सेक्टर में चले जाओ, वहां पर मैनेजमेंट्स जो है ना डिवाइड किया हुआ है, वहां मैनेजमेंट्स जो डिवाइड किया हुआ है, ठीक है। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स होते हैं, जैसे मैंने कल बताया आपको, जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स होते हैं वो सिर्फ प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेटजीज और गोल सेट करते हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद जो ये ऑटोक्रेटिक मॉडल होता है जहां पर डिसिप्लिन बिहेवियर सबऑर्डिनेट्स लुक आफ्टर शुड लिसन टू देयर बॉस, ये जो स्ट्रेटजीज प्लानिंग तैयार करते हैं ये उसके नीचे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स के नीचे तैयार करते हैं। बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स कभी ये देखने के लिए नहीं आते हैं कि नीचे जो सबऑर्डिनेट्स काम कर रहे हैं वो कैसे काम कर रहे हैं, ओनली नीड्स अबाउट द प्रॉफिट, he only talk about the profit, nothing else more than that. That is why separate department, separate management, separate managers, for separate managers they have been created. HR sections अलग है, account section अलग है, disciplinary sections अलग है, section अलग है, इस तरह से sections divide कर दिया गया है। एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऐसा होता है, दूसरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में चले जाइए, लोन एंड सोल जो है मैनेजमेंट डिसाइड करते हैं, वो प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेटजीज गोल सेट करते हैं, वर्कर्स कैसे काम करेंगे तो वो करते हैं, उसका द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एनी वर्कर इज टू लिसन टू द बॉस, दैट्स ऑल। तो बेसिकली ऑटोक्रेट मॉडल डिवाइड्स इनटू टू सेक्शंस। ओके, फर्स्ट यू डिवाइड एवरी सेक्शंस इनटू डिफरेंट यूनिट्स, rather another section is only the loan and soul management section will be there, and every subordinate to listen must listen the management. So this is called autocratic model. मैंने इतना एक्सप्लेन किस लिए किया क्योंकि यहाँ पर जिस्ट बहुत कम है। ऑटोक्रेटिक मॉडल दो तरह से होता है, यहाँ पर उतना डिवाइड मतलब पूरा क्लियरली ब्रीफ नहीं किया है, दैट्स वाई मैंने सेकंड पार्ट आपको बता दिया। फर्स्ट पार्ट यहाँ तो लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन सेकंड पार्ट जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होता है it is not clearly mentioned here, that's why I have told you. The next part is custodial model. What is custodial model? Workers being managed under the autocratic model often feel insecure and frustrated. They may even show aggression towards their boss, and their families and neighbors. This is why progressive managers feel that there must be some way to develop better employee relationships so that insecurity and frustration could be dispelled. Okay, the custodial model was used by such managers. It depends on economic resources. If an organization does not have the wealth to provide pensions and pay other benefits, it cannot follow a custodial approach. What is the meaning of this custodial model? Custodial model simply means look after the benefits, look after the privileges of the subordinates, or privileges or benefits of the workers. How much they are being privileged, how much the workers are, whether the worker are satisfied with their working environment or not. The custodial model look after the workers' problem, policies, strategies. Okay, their main responsibility only is to look after the laborers, look after the subordinate. They are whether they are happy, whether they are not happy with their performance, with their paying scale, whether they are happy with whether they are benefits, whether they are happy with their benefits or not. Wages are being paid on time or not. What is the procedure of an increment? whether the increment on a 1 year basis or whether increment in 6 months basis, not 6 months, 1 year basis or more than 1 year basis. If increment is being done in every years, then how much increment? 10%, 20%. What are the slabs? Each and everything details to look after the worker depend on custodial model. Okay, it is clear to you. And the last one is supportive model. Now what is this model? The supportive model has its origin in the principle of supportive relationship. As stated in Rensis Linkard, the leadership and other processes of the organizations must be such as to ensure a maximum probability that in all interactions, in all relationship with the organization, each member will in the light of his background, values and exceptions, view the experiences and supportive, and one which builds and maintain his sense of personal worth and importance. Now what is this supportive model means? This supportive model had its origin in the principle of supportive relationship. As stated in Rensis Linker, the leadership and the other processes of the organization must be such as to ensure a maximum probability in all the interactions and all relationship with the organization. Each member will be the light of his background, value and expectations. Expectation. Now, supportive model means in many organizations, if you basically go to the southeastern part, or if you go to the if you go to the Bangalore regions, now in any organization they have what you can say, they created a what you can say, I just forgot that particular thing. They created a what you can say, I forgot the particular exact word to use. They created a particular what you can say, they have a particular separate management. Okay, and their task is to look after those workers who are what you can say, morally who are not physically fit, who are mentally disturbed, who are financial having some financial crisis, who have some, okay, they have created separate what you can say, separate corner for this type of labors. And जैसे हमारे टाटा स्टील प्लांट, if you go to the Tata Steel plant, there is a what you can say, health department. There is a health inspection department is there in Tata Steel, whether you know or not, I don't know. Okay, and in that particular specific department, their work is to look after whether the workers or whether the laborers are of class P category, O category or A category, whether they are health wise, how they are working, whether they are physically fit or not. Every year they need to submit their physically fit certificate from TMH hospital. Am I specific department? Their work is to look after whether the workers or whether the laborers are of class P category, O category or A category, whether they are health wise, how they are working, whether they are physically fit or not. Every year they need to submit their physically fit certificate from TMH hospital. Am I clear, Madhusmita? So these are the separate what you can say, these are the separate departments are there in every organizations. So according to Renasus Linkard want to say that in any organizations, if you want to change the behavior, if you want to change the scenario environment of any organization, these managements or higher authorities need to have a separate administrative corners for, and they must have this type of facilities, they must provide this type of facilities to the existing subordinates. Okay, so that they perform, they can, the output from the subordinates will be much more higher. Okay, now if any workers get a support like this from their senior authorities, definitely their efficiency will be elevated. They perform their responsibilities, they perform their duties very diligently, and they perform their responsibilities very carefully. That is why, according to Lenses Linkart, this supportive model must be created. Am I clear? These are the three important aspects of what you can say organizational behavior. Is it clear to you? The next one is
So,
Madhusmita.
yes, sir.
Yes,
The supportive model, we can say that, like in different MNCs, if we think of um, mental, physical status of the employees. So that is what is.
sometimes your voice is breaking, Madhusmita. So the question is not clear to me. So if you can write the questions in the message, or rather you can see whether you can try try it again whether you can speak or not, because his voice is not clear. What is the questions you are asking me? It is not clear to me right now. So please tell me.
In support.
Can you can you repeat me the questions? Your voice is breaking. Hello, Madhusmita, तुम एक बार ना you just what you can just disconnect the line and rejoin. You just rejoin the session again. You just rejoin the session again. Now say whether you able to speak or not. Hello. Yes. Hello. Am I
Sir,
audible?
is my voice audible?
First of all, tell me whether I
Yes,
am
sir.
audible or not to you.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Now tell me. Now you are audible. Tell me.
So, like in MNCs and company, focusing on employees' mental and physical status, and everything there is basically when they come, they basically have a yoga session and basically a playing room, which basically supports their mental and physical status. But the supportive model, it works because kind of.
Okay, I understand your questions. Supportive model. Now, uh, what you are saying, yoga sessions, okay, just to release the pressure. They have a
Yes,
tennis court, cricket ground. They need to have a
yes,
playgrounds and all.
sir.
Just this
Because
doesn't mean.
what? Yes, sir.
Okay, I understand your questions. Okay, I understand your questions. Your questions is to some extent it's very absolutely correct. Okay, but this yoga sessions, playing sessions, okay, health checkups and all, this all needed as to check whether the subordinates or the labels or the workers working in an existing or multinational companies, whether they are physically mentally fit or not. But here supportive, look at the word I am using, or look at the word the writer is using. Supportive model. And in that supportive model, if you read the inside paragraph, there is one word is mentioned over there: relationships. Okay, look at the relationships. Now, do you think that a tough bureaucrats or tough managements of any organizations come down and play game or play cricket or play just pass some quality times with the workers or subordinates? No, it never ever going to be happen. May once or two organizations are there, hardly you can count in, it can be count. Some organizations are there, very few organizations, not even some, very few rare organizations are there where the managements feel that we need to be one day on every month in a year, any day, we used to have a picnic, we used to have a something and all, but they always remain aloof. They always try to remain aloof from the subordinates. Okay, so that is not the thing here. Supportive model means just need to support. It's here is the important word that has been used here: relationship with the organization. Each members will, in the light of his background, values, expectations, view the experiences as supportive and one which builds and maintain his sense of personal worth and importance. Look at the way. If management's supportive model means managements always let their hand extended to their support subordinates so that they get some moral support, whether they're mentally disturbed, whether they're physically not fit, not good, they always need a hand who they need a hand at their back, at the back, okay, or they always need a hand on their head, so that the employees or labor feel that okay, if I have a problem, if I have a personal issue, my company is there or my organization is there for my support. This is called supportive model. And uh, health checkup, yoga sessions, and playing outdoor games once in a year or once in a 6 months in a or once in a blue moon, it doesn't mean that there is a supportive model. It simply means that okay, just to get rid of mental tensions, and just to think, just you check yourself whether you are physically fit to work for another 2 to 5 years or not. I just given you the example of Tata Steel plant or any organization, suppose Ramakrishna Forging Limited or Jamshedpur Metal Treatment, which is in Aditpur belt. If you go there, you will find they have lot of clubs are there, recreations club are there. Okay, lot of clubs are being. Yeah. What is the theory of this? Just to feel the ease, just to relax, and just the employees can be relaxed and work for, and the output will be more and more. For this, they have created a lot of clubs. Okay, so whatever you have tell me, Madhusmita, it's to far extent, to some extent, it is correct. Okay, but supportive model means you need to be have support. Okay, they have an expectations. They need a moral support. That is why Rensis Linkart, one finest economist, one of the finest economists, Rensis Linkart, in his managerial descriptions, he mentioned that though custodial model, autocratic model are important, but apart from these two model, there another important model is there, and every organizations or every institutions or every MNC must follow this supportive model. Am I clear, Madhusmita?
Yes, sir.
देखो, आप जैसे बता रहे थे ना, नेक्स्ट लाइन में देखो वो चीज रिपीट किया हुआ है. देखो, द सपोर्टिव मॉडल डिपेंड्स ऑन लीडरशिप इंस्टेड ऑफ authority or economic rewards. Many companies or MNCs are there where they are rewarding the subordinates. You are the best seller. You are the best sales executive this year. It doesn't want. They doesn't want this. Though the leadership management provide a climate to help employees grow and accomplish the interest of the organization. Here, the writer wants to give a climate, just give a beautiful environment to the subordinates, to the labels, to the employees, so that they can flourish, they can grow more and more. And for that result, the output will be more and more, and the organization will be in a par excellence. Okay, if the management will give them a chance. Okay, now another line, look at that. Management's orientations, therefore, is to be support the employees. Look at the line, job performance, rather than simply supporting employees' benefit payment as it is in the custodial approach. In other words, supportive model take care of certain employees psychological needs of the employees. Look at this line, Madhusmita, psychological needs ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज. साइकोलॉजिकल का नीड का मतलब क्या होता है? सिर्फ पैसा नहीं होता है. साइकोलॉजी का नीड्स का मतलब होता है तसल्ली. मैं गलत काम कर रहा हूं, मुझे डांटे नहीं, कोई आके बोले कि कोई बात नहीं, तुझसे ये गलत हो गया, दोबारा ऐसा गलती मत करो या तो कंपनी को लॉस हो जाएगा, या कोई बात नहीं, अगर तुम गलत कर रहे हो तो दोबारा तुम इसे सीख लो. जस्ट सपोर्ट, जस्ट दे नीड ए सपोर्ट. दैट इज कॉल्ड कस्टोडियल, what is called this custodial model. Understood? Is it clear to you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever the custodial matlab model going to come in your examinations, please make sure that supportive model and whatever you said to me right now, that is quite a difference. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. There is another model that is theory Z. Okay. No. Mm, what is the difference between immaturity and maturity theory? These questions may sometimes come. Maturity and immaturity theory. What is the difference between maturity and immaturity theory? The framework of maturity immaturity characteristics suggested by Chris Argyes describe the multidimensional development process along which an individual in an organization grows. In this study, Argyes examined industrial organizations to determine the effect of managerial practices on the behavior of individual and their personal growth or within the organization. He identified seven basic changes that take place in the people's over the year. These changes reveal that a people have a tendency. Look at the changes. There are seven changes according to maturity and immaturity theory. There are seven changes are there. What are the seven changes? Number one, to develop from a state of being passive as an infant to a state of increased activity as an adult. So these are the steps given to any, what you can say, suggested by Chris Argyes. Describe, मेरा ये स्क्रीन इतना छोटा है ना, बार बार इसको स्क्रॉल करके पढ़ना पड़ रहा है. Suggested by Chris Argyes describe the multidimensional development process along with an individual in an organizational growth. Now, these seven steps, these seven important theories not only describe about any organization, but it also describes about any employees also. Now, what is the first thing? To develop from a state to passive as an infant to a state of increased activity as an adult. First of all, the workers who are freshers in any company, okay, for them, they need to be a quick learner. They need to be a quick learner. Okay, this is from immaturity to maturity from employees perspective point of view. Now, for an organization perspective point of view, the writer agrees wanted to say that though the company is new in its formation, in its foundations, so the company need to start to learn and absorb the market as quickly as possibly. So for that reason, the writer used this word passive. Passive means, what is the meaning of passive? Passive means which is not active, which is not very active. That is why in the first step, the writer wants to mention that both for employees and for an organizations, both are need to be active and they must have their perception from immaturity to maturity. Then only it will going to develop. The next one, to develop from state of dependence on others as an infant to a state of to state of an relative independent as an adult. Both this is also, this point also belongs to the same for an employee and also for the organizations. For example, every day, if Madhusmita, you are working, suppose for I am just giving making giving you some scenario. Every day you are going to your office. Okay, every day for 1 or 2 days you have a problem in your work. Now every day, each and every time, if you are asking your seniors, sir, what is this, how can I solve this, sir, how can I do this, how can I do this, every time if you're going to ask the question repeatedly same again and again, then what the things, what the managements will going to say, they're simply going to straight away going to say you, look Madhusmita, this is not a college or this is not a school where every times you need to ask your doubt. You come here, learn and do, use your own skill, use your own intelligence and do the work. Okay, And the same thing with an organization also. If organization basically depends on any other organization, that particular small organization will never ever going to flourish. Am I clear? So that is why any organizations which has a new start, which has a new setup, he need to start as quickly as possible. Okay. The third one, to develop from being capable of behaving is only few ways as an infant to behaving capable of behaving in many ways, in different ways than adult. Look through an example of a child and an adult. Difference between child and adult, agnosis, how beautifully discuss the seven stage of any organizations or any labor need to follow. Beautiful examples. To develop from being capable of behaving in only a few ways as an infant of being incapable of behaving in many different ways. Now you need to be capable of yourself, then only the organization will going to grow. And if you are capable, then only your personal growth will also be there. Okay, that is why Edward is trying to say you try to behave in a capable way. Come out of the shell from infant to a adult. The next one is to develop from having the subordinate position in the family and society as an infant to an equal to the superior positions in order in others as an adult. ये एक बहुत सुंदर एग्जाम्पल दिया है। आप एक चीज को कभी गौर किए हो, बहुत ऐसे सोसाइटीज होते हैं या फिर घर परिवार में बहुत ऐसे जन होते हैं जो कि हमेशा किसी एक पे निर्भर होते हैं। They always have a subordinating help. They always expect a subordinating help from others. They never ever going to crack or break that chain of shackle. They never ever try to break that subordinate chain. हर एक फैमिली मेंबर्स में आप देखिएगा कोई ना कोई ऐसा होता ही है जो कि डिसीजंस मेकर नहीं हो पाता है। एवरी टाइम दे रिलाई ऑन देयर फैमिलीज, एवरी टाइम दे रिलाई and having the rely on their family members, every time they rely on their society or to others and all. Okay, वो अपने से कुछ भी क्विक एंड प्रॉम्प्ट डिसीजन नहीं ले पाते हैं। तो एग्नोसिस ये बता रहा है कोई अगर कंपनी का एम्प्लॉइज सेम इसी तरह का बिहेवियर करता है तो ना वो आगे बढ़ पाएगा ना वो कंपनीज आगे बढ़ पाएगा। दैट इज वाई ट्राई टू टेक try to have a decisions making capabilities. Okay, this will going to increase your efficiency, this will going to flourish your career not only in one aspect but in every aspect. You will going to see the changes of the scenario as time goes on. Okay, now next, to develop from being a subordinate, अच्छा ये तो हो गया last point. To develop from state of lack of self awareness of self infant as a state of awareness and control as a self adult. फिर वही सेम एग्जांपल, आपको सेल्फ अवेयरनेस होना है, बहुत अवेयरनेस होके आपको काम करना पड़ेगा। आप थोड़ा सा अगर अवेयरनेस नहीं दिखाते हो तो फिर आप अपने आप को तरक्की के सीढ़ी पर चढ़ते हुए नहीं देख पाओगे। Am I clear? Both for the subordinates, for the employees, and also for the workers. If awareness is not there, both for the employees and for the organization will also going to fall down, and the same way the employees will also going to fall down one day. Okay, if awareness is not there, so be careful, have awareness, okay, in yourself, then only both the companies and any employees will grow. So these are the 7 important mature and immature theory suggested by Chris Agronis. Am I clear, Madhusmita?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
I have a small request to you about the notes. I think this whatever the topics been given over here, do you think that any apart from this you need some extra notes and all, because every topic's been discussed here, you can easily get notes from this if you read this topic. So do you think
Yes,
that
sir.
I need to provide some?
Like, sir, in managerial skills one, I asked for you the notes because there wasn't, because some of the notes were missing from there. But in this, it is sufficient, sir. And
Okay. Some managerial skill, some notes are missing.
So it wasn't there, but you have sent to us the business letters one, which was I was talking about to you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in this,
Okay.
it is okay, sir.
And now tell me, Madhusmita, how you came to know that this notes which you are talking is missing here. The topic is whether you are means actually you mean that the topic is not there.
नहीं सर, ये जो आप पढ़ा रहे हैं ना, ये वाली जो टॉपिक आप स्टार्ट करिए, ये जो सब्जेक्ट है, इसमें सारी जो टॉपिक्स है वो क्लियर है, बट मैनेजरियल स्किल्स वाली में कुछ कुछ टॉपिक्स मिसिंग थी. लाइक आपने तो सर कवर करा था, बट उसमें मिसिंग थी, जैसे कि बिजनेस लेटर, सेल्स लेटर, जिसका आपने सर नोट्स बाद में सेंड
Oh,
करा था.
managerial. That is not managerial skill. That is communication paper. That's why I'm getting confused. मैनेजरियल स्किल तो कोई ऐसा अभी तक मैंने फिलहाल जितना भी पढ़ा है वो तो कंप्लीट है. दैट इज कम्युनिकेशन पेपर, द पेपर ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन स्किल,
रीडिंग
isn't it?
स्किल्स, यस सर, दैट वन.
That is that is the paper of a communications paper. That is I think that is the first for MBA. Okay. Okay. Means in managerial skill you have this ones.
यस सर.
Okay. चलो ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. So finally you got the notes ना.
यस सर.
So do you think that any other topics which is missing or everything is there?
So everything is there.
चलो ठीक है. Please go through those. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
देखो एक टेबल यहाँ पर बताया गया है, मॉडल्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर. लुक एट दिस टेबल. Okay, just scroll a little bit. You will going to see models of organizational behavior. Look at the table. Model: autocratic, custodial, supportive, collegial. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मॉडल में बेसिस ऑफ मॉडल: ऑटोक्रेटिक पावर, कस्टोडियल में इकोनॉमिक रिसोर्सेज, सपोर्टिव में लीडरशिप, कॉलेजियल में पार्टनरशिप्स. उसके बाद है मैनेजरियल ओरिएंटेशंस: अथॉरिटी, मनी, सपोर्ट, टीम वर्क. ओके. और उसके बाद एम्प्लॉय, द स्पेलिंग इज रॉन्ग ओवर हियर, इट्स एम्प्लॉय ओरिएंटेशन. यहाँ ओनी ओरिएंटेशंस दिया हुआ है, इसका कोई मतलब नहीं होता है. एम्प्लॉय ओरिएंटेशंस यहां पर होगा ओबीडियंस, सिक्योरिटी एंड बेनिफिट्स, जॉब परफॉर्मेंस, रेस्पॉन्सिबल बिहेवियर. एम्प्लॉय साइकोलॉजिकल रिजल्ट: डिपेंडेंस ऑन बॉस, डिपेंडेंस ऑन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पार्टिसिपेशन, सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन. एम्प्लॉय नीड मेट: substances, security, status and recognitions, and self actualization. Very good. उसके बाद परफॉर्मेंस रिजल्ट: मिनिमम, पैसिव कोऑपरेशंस, awkward drives, moderate enthusiasm. These are the industrial tables. Actually this is called the industrial table. Okay. What type of organizations, how they are, what are the performance, or what are the model an autocrat develop, what are the models custodial develop, what are the models supportive develop, and what are the collegial development. Okay, these are the development. Okay. Now for suppose पहला वाला में आ जाते हैं मॉडल में, बेसिस ऑफ मॉडल पहला वाला में आ जाते हैं. ऑटोक्रेटिक में क्या करते हैं, दे यूज पावर फॉर द बेसिस ऑफ मॉडल. उसके बाद कस्टोडियल में आ जाता है इकोनॉमिक रिसोर्सेस, सपोर्टिव में लीडरशिप क्वालिटी, एंड कोलिगियल में पार्टनरशिप्स. दीज आर द बिहेवियर ऑफ एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. दीज आर द बेसिक बिहेवियर ऑफ एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. उसके बाद मैनेजरियल ओरिएंटेशंस. नाउ हाउ द मैनेजरियल ओरिएंटेशंस, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ओरिएंटेशंस. ओरिएंटेशंस का मतलब होता है ओवरऑल चेंजेस. ओरिएंटेशंस का मतलब होता है, एक और मतलब होता है ओवरऑल चेंजेस नहीं, एक और इसका मीनिंग होता है. ओरिएंटेशंस का मतलब होता है अ न्यू, अवेयर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. ओरिएंटेशंस का मतलब होता है अवेयर ऑफ एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, टू मेक यू अवेयर ऑफ एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. Okay, so what type of models they were used to have for managerial orientations? For autocratic, it is authority model. For custodial, it is depends on completely on money. For supportive, they needs to have a support, and for collegial, they needs to have a teamwork. इस तरह का होता है. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? आप मॉडल्स को हर एक मॉडल को हर एक डिपार्टमेंट को आप इंडिविजुअल तरीके से पावर दे रहे हो. ये जो मॉडल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर है ना, इसका सीधा सा एक मतलब है, आप एवरी डिपार्टमेंट को एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट बना हुआ है, आप उस डिपार्टमेंट को क्या पावर प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऑटोक्रेट अपना पावर क्या प्रोवाइड कर रहा है? ऑटोक्रेट अपना पावर ऑथोरिटी, ओबीडियंस, डिपेंडेंस, सब्सटेंसेस, मिनिमम, इस तरह का पावर दे रहा है. वहीं पर कस्टोडियल इकोनॉमिक, मनी, सिक्योरिटी, पैसिव ऑपरेशंस, डिपेंडेंस ऑन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, ये सब देख रहा है. सपोर्टिव क्या कर रहा है? एक एम्प्लॉयज में सपोर्टिव क्या काम कर रहा है? लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज है कि नहीं उसमें? सपोर्ट कर रहा है. इफ यू हैव अ प्रॉब्लम, फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम, साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम, दे आर सपोर्टिंग यू. जॉब परफॉर्मेंस दे रिव्यू कर रहा है, हाउ यू आर परफॉर्मिंग योर जॉब्स एंड ऑल, एवरीडे रिव्यूज लोग लेते हैं. उसके बाद whether you are participating every seminars, every orientations programs, whether you are participating in any family meetings, family fairs, whatever the other things are there, whether you are participating or not, उसका काम ये सपोर्टिव वाला डिपार्टमेंट देखता है. उसके बाद स्टेटस एंड रिकॉग्निशंस, सपोर्टिव टीम आल्सो गिव स्टेटस एंड रिकॉग्निशंस. उसके बाद ऑक्युपेंट ड्राइव्स. ऑक्युपेंट ड्राइव्स का मतलब होता है अपार्ट फ्रॉम वर्क, जैसे मधुस्मिता ने मेंशन किया है सर, योगा सेंटर, हेल्थ केयर, हेल्थ सेंटर्स, पिकनिक. देखिएगा, आई डोंट नो वेदर यू नो और नॉट, इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी और इन द मंथ ऑफ दिसंबर तो गिर ही गया है, इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी the employees of every companies, maximum companies who are big companies, okay, जैसे Tata Cummins, Tata Motors, they take the employees for a picnic. Okay, they have take the employees to the picnic just to have a fresh, or just to clear their tension, just to wipe out their tensions and work with diligently. That's why any months in a year they have a one, they spare a one day with every employees, they celebrate a picnic day. Okay, so this is the, you can say, for any organizations, if you need to change the behavior of any organization, this is the model you need to follow, which has been created by Adlis Agrenes. Okay, this model is very much essential if you want to change the behavior of any organizations. This one is important. If you can draw and show it in your answer sheet, definitely you're going to get a very, very good marks. Okay, am I clear? Hello, am I audible? Any doubt? I am asking for, after completing of every what you can say paragraph, I am asking this simple questions. Any doubt? Why? Because as I scroll down, new chapters, new units are there. New units are there. So that's why I'm telling you, so that I can, if you have any doubt, I can recapitulate further again. So no doubt. Okay. The last today is, what is perception? What is perception all about? Perception depends on complex functions of nervous system. It is a biological term, perception, and the definition is also quite related to biology. Okay, Madhusmita, you will understand better. Perception depends on complex function of nervous system, but subjectively seems most effortless because this processing happens outside of conscious awareness. Okay, so perceptions completely depends on our nervous system, means it is the main function of nervous system, but its effect we see in, what you can say, its effect we see that it happen outside our conscious. ओके, परसेप्शंस का सिंपल सा एमबीए का मतलब होता है, परसेप्शंस का सिंपल मतलब होता है, नॉर्मल मतलब होता है फीलिंग्स, हाउ यू फील, हाउ यू रेस्पॉन्स. दिस इज द particular meaning of a perception. These are the lot of definitions provided by Joseph Reitz, BVH Gilmer. Okay, now perceptions includes five senses: touch, sight, taste, smell, sound. Okay, perceptions include five senses. Okay, they are touch, sight, taste, smell, and sound. It also include what is known as perception, a set of sense involving the ability to detect changes in the body positions and movement. I told you now, these all are the biology terms. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this line? It also includes, means apart from these five senses, it also include the senses involving the ability to detect the changes that takes place in a body while movement, while doing any movement, or while positioning. This is the specific definition of a perception is of all about. Okay, managerial implications of perceptions. मैनेजरियल इम्प्रेस और क्या इसका नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में क्या है इसका टाइप्स एंड वैल्यूज. ओके सो इसके बाद क्या है? सिचुएशनल प्रोग्रेस, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ पर्सन. ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ अ पर्सन, इट इज आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट, आउट ऑफ सिलेबस. मुझे नहीं लगता, पता नहीं कैसे जुड़ गया है ये तो एमबीए में नहीं होना चाहिए ये पार्ट. यस, मैनेजरियल implications of perceptions. Okay, this one is very important. I think Madhusmita, I think ये वाला ना characteristics of a person, what is perception, perceptions process, ये कोई दूसरा चैप्टर है. ये क्या सिलेबस में है? Do you think this one is been included in your syllabus? Please check na Madhusmita. Syllabus is there with you right now?
Yes, sir. Kindly wait. I'll just inform.
सर कौन सा बोल रहे थे, कौन सा चैप्टर मतलब?
Unit 3 perception and perceptional process. Whether
ठीक है
it is
सर,
included in
ठीक
whether
है
it
सर,
is included in
सर देख के बताते हैं अभी.
whether it is included in your syllabus, I don't know. पता नहीं, मुझे लगता है ये दूसरा कुछ दे दिया है. देखो थोड़ा सा मतलब दूसरा कुछ है. परसेप्शंस के बाद ही तुरंत यहाँ पर
सर
कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स
व्हाट
ऑफ
इज परसेप्शन, ये तो ठीक है, लेकिन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द
उसके बाद देखो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ अ पर्सन.
हाँ सर वही देख रहे थे तो.
आई
सर
थिंक
है
थोड़ा सा.
Sir,
यस मधुस्मिता.
Unit 3 perception में sir mentioned है the role of perception, characteristics of person, situational processes. ये है sir.
नहीं, I am talking about the syllabus. I am not talking about what I am reading just now.
No,
Whatever the
sir.
text.
I'm actually reading out the syllabus.
Okay, there is there. Perception
Yes,
is
sir.
there not.
Yes, sir.
ऐसा कैसे होता? What is perception? उसके बाद आता है characteristic of a person. ओके, ठीक है, चलो. Okay, in simple words we can say that the perception is the act of seeing what is been seen. Okay, act of seeing what is been seen. जो आपको दिखा रहा है आप वो देख रहे हो. परसेप्शन का ये मतलब मैंने कहा ना पहले, just a simple line. Perception means how you feel, how you react with your positions and with your motivations. This all called perception. Perceptions basically included the five senses: touch, smell, okay, touch, smell, taste, and sound. These are the five senses: touch, sight, taste, smell, and sound. These are the fives which includes in the every human being structure of nervous systems. And if these five senses of any employees, of any subordinates work properly, then only he can be very much activate, or he can be very much what you can stimulate towards the goal. देखो, जिसका ये 5 सेंसेस बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव है, सपोज ही कैन फील व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन, he can feel the emergency of the work, then every works he perform is 100%. जो बहुत जिसका ये 5 सेंसेस एक्टिव रहता है ना, वो एम्प्लॉय सबसे ज्यादा मतलब क्या मैं उससे क्या वर्ड को यूज करूं, सबसे ज्यादा प्रोग्रेस करता है, नॉट ओनली इन इंडस्ट्रियल लाइफ बट ऑल्सो इन पर्सनल लाइफ ऑल्सो। ये 5 सेंसेस बिफोर मीन्स आप फील कर सकते हो कि मैं ये सिचुएशन में गिर गया हूं, अब इससे बाहर कैसे निकलना है, या मेरे आने वाले पोजीशंस क्या होने वाला है। ओके, सेंस करना। उसके बाद टेस्ट होता है। टेस्ट का डजंट मीन्स दैट यू नीड टू टेस्ट ऑन योर टंग बर्ड्स एंड ऑल। टेस्ट का मतलब होता है यू नीड टू डेवलप योर the habits, situational habits of an environment. You need to have means grow up with the environment. देखिएगा, मैं एक इस सिनेरियो आपको देता हूं। बहुत सारे ऐसे वर्कर्स होते हैं, they cannot fit in a particular scenario. They takes a lot of time to fit in that particular scenario or particular circumstances. Okay, so for them there is a very big drawbacks for them. And the next one is sound. Sound means सिर्फ सुनना नहीं होता है, साउंड का मतलब होता है अलर्टनेस। अगर मैं एमबीए, वो तो साउंड तो हो गया, मीन सुनना, वो तो बायोलॉजिकल टर्म हो गया नॉर्मल, लेकिन यहाँ साउंड का मतलब क्या होता है, अलर्ट, ऑलवेज रिमेन अलर्ट, ऑलवेज बी इन अलर्ट। एक कहावत है ना इंग्लिश में, व्हाट इंडिया थिंक्स टुडे वर्ल्ड थिंक्स टुमारो। इसका एक और मिलता जुलता कहावत है, व्हाट कैलकाटा यूज्ड टू थिंक टुडे इंडिया थिंक्स टुमारो। So what does it mean? The people of Calcutta are very much aware of their work. Okay, this is the meaning of this, the perceptions. Okay, so let's come to the end of this conclusions. In my next class, we're going to discuss the characteristics of a person, how the characteristics of a person must be while working in any organizations or any industry. Okay, next class we're going to discuss. Am I clear? Let's call it off the sessions today. Any doubt? No, na?
No, sir, it's clear.
Thank you, all of you. Have a good day.